Hey, what's going on everybody? Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to teach you how you can improve your dream snaps, some tips and tricks that will help you and hopefully help you understand it better, especially if you are a newer player. I've been doing dream snaps every single week since it first released, and I consistently get 4K, so I've picked up a lot of tips along the way. I've done, reviews every single Wednesday. I see literally hundreds of dream snaps, rankings and stuff every single week for over the past year, and I hope to pass on some knowledge. That way you guys can just frame up your shot and some pointers to help guide you along the way. That way you can just learn more about dream snaps, because it's a pretty complicated process and honestly nobody really has it perfected. But I do want to help you at least get started. If you guys enjoy my content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Alright, so first we need a location. Now, if we take a look at this week's theme, now this might not be the best theme to actually do this video on, but it's Dreamlight Holiday Market. Your tags are going to be lavish and wondrous. Bonus is outdoors and traditional. If you see this little icon right here, that means it is a furniture decor challenge. It could end up changing if you're watching this video 6 months later, because they change up the UI quite often. But yeah, this is furniture. If it was an outfit challenge, there's usually a picture of a shirt or something. You can also tell by going into furniture mode, go into wardrobe, or furniture, I mean, and then if you see dream snaps right here, it's furniture. If you click wardrobe and you see it, it'll be up here at the top. So it's like a holiday Christmas type of theme. You could do it anywhere. As you see, I didn't even use like the frosted heights or anything, but you could. That's a great thing about dream snaps. It's all about your creativity. I ended up doing it over here, and this is my behind the scenes build. So as you see in the picture, it looked like it was massive. It really wasn't. Like, I just had a little bit of path. It's all about the camera angle. So for this next one, I'm actually going to go over to my frosted island, and we're going to start there. So whenever you find your location, you obviously want space. And one of the most important things is to find out where the sun is going to be. Now, one thing I've noticed is it's really important to get, the time of day right. So you have to decide, do you want the sun or the sunset in like your shot behind your character, or do you want the lighting on your character? Personally, I love having the lighting on my character. I rarely ever have the sun behind me, even though it looks beautiful. It just kind of casts a shadow on my character, and I personally don't like that. But if you do, and that's your style, go for it. But look how bright this is. So for me, I would kind of build it right here. And then when we're going to be working, I'm just going to switch the time of day to as bright as I can. So right there looks pretty good for now. We could probably go another hour or so up. We'll go right there. All right, and then since it's a furniture challenge, we may need to hide a few things. So we want to build our scene with a lot of space back there, like where we have plenty of space to work. So then I would go about here. What I do next is decide I need like a middle, like something stationary behind my character, whether it's going to be a building or a large furniture item or something. So for example, and I have literally zero idea on what I'm doing in this dream snap right now. I just go, like I just place stuff and work into a build. So for example, for now, I think Honest Castle is a pretty good spot, and I'm going to try and not do as many like premium items as I can in this build, because I know there are a lot of new players. So let's see, is that in the right spot? Almost. We can move it over. And I also want to move it up, because I've learned the trick is to not make a massive build. So that looks pretty good, and honestly about 15 spaces seems to be good. So you could drop an item for a place holder. We could just drop this for now, and then here we go. So I like to do about 15 spaces. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Okay, there we go. So we were pretty spot on. I would bring that up just a little bit. Right there we go. All right, so then the middle of the carpet, I think that's a pretty good scene. Yeah, that looks good. So I just have to decorate this little bit and this little bit. That's really it. Okay, so let's see what kind of decor items we're working with. So if we use this tag, it'll show a bunch of stuff. I have a lot of premium stuff because I've been playing for the game, the game ever since release, but you may not have that. So let's try not to use those. Don't forget to go to your crafting station. And a lot of people end up forgetting about this. But if you go to your crafting station, there's actually plenty of stuff you can craft for like this week, especially if you've done some of your challenges. So let's go see what we got over here that we can craft. Use your furniture tab, And then just scroll through here. There's lots of stuff you could use. Even the stall right here would be a great item. We got the snowman over here that you can craft. Mickey's water towers. So one thing that's great about DreamSnaps is you can also put stuff that doesn't necessarily make sense and still make it look really good in your DreamSnap. So I think the Mickey water towers are going to look pretty good, honestly. So if I were to move this over, let's center that a little bit. There we go. And then let's get that Mickey tower in here. I want something that retains the elevation in the back. So here we go. We would do this. And now that we can angle stuff, I would probably do something like that. And then let's craft another one real quick. All right, and then we check the camera angle. It looks pretty good. So you could angle it all the way down like this, or you could do a straight shot. And if you're doing a straight shot, you would just have the stuff back a little bit further. And I don't ever recommend this angle right here. It can work. It just seems riskier. So I like to stay like straight on or down right here. So for this shot, I think I'm going to go down and keep my angle right here. That way I kind of capture the background and have it pretty up close as well. So now that we have that, let's just go ahead and frame up the back. One thing that's going to be great is different colored trees. These are completely free as well. So you know we got to go with those icy trees. And this is also where you could implement some color into your shot. So you could end up adding the magnolia trees, which are the pink ones. You could definitely add the frozen willow tree, which is probably what we're going to do. We got some purple trees here. And the pink right here would actually be really good. You could do like a blue and pink style of shot. So let's go ahead and add these trees in. We're going to do something like that. And I really like to make things symmetrical. So I'm going to do that as best as I can. We'll duplicate over here like that. And then we'll put another one here. All right, let's take a look at our shot. All right, it's looking pretty good right now, honestly. We just need to move this tree over here. It's looking a little weird. There we go. Okay, so now we have like all the same tone in here. So we want to be able to break it up so it's not literally the same color. And don't worry about this rug. We're going to be swapping out this rug in a little bit. And we also have like this exposed in the background. So we're going to want to cover that up. But we've at least framed up the back of our shot right here and rounded it. So we just have to create our scene over here. And you know what? I think we are going to go with the blue and pink vibe. So everyone should have access to these magnolia trees as well. So what we could do is something like this. And we could round that up too. And then we're going to rotate it the opposite way, kind of like this. And then duplicate. And we're going to do... All right, and then we're going to do something like this. So it kind of frays out a little bit. Let's duplicate it. And then let's do something like this as well. Yeah, like that. All right, let's see how that's looking. Okay, not bad. You know, we got some blue, we got some pink in there. It's kind of blocked out this little bit. Now it's time for us to start adding our decor. You can also keep an eye if you want like a Mickey cloud. You would need to angle it in the sky whenever you're making your build to have a Mickey cloud. The large one right here obviously isn't going to fit, but if I were to get a smaller Mickey cloud, I probably could. So this is a furniture challenge. Right off the bat, we have a pretty good shot. We've rounded and framed up the back. We got some elevation over here. We have a centerpiece, which is this castle. And now it's time to just frame up the middle and then work and frame up the foreground. The foreground is one of the most important parts. And we'll save that for last. So let's get some decor in here. And that's just a matter of scrolling through and seeing what you have and what you can actually use. Again, symmetry is good. So even some big fountains would be great. And you got to remember, you don't always have to have everything make complete sense, right? So you could also craft these Christmas trees, which would be really great for this week. I think you can. Grain tree of holiday cheer. I think you can craft that. Let's see. Okay, no, that was in a star path, and then they released it in a bundle. So again, we're going to try and keep everything like free, you know, that everyone has access to. So we can get the tree of holiday cheer right here as a replacement. There's almost always a replacement for something. So there we go. We got our trees. It's very on theme. Let me sit here, and we are going to place those on the right and left. And this is also going to bump up our tags a little bit. So we got this tree, and you can angle it too. So we want the stars. I actually want to put a slight angle on it. So I think right there looks pretty good. And then we have an angle on this one. So let's try and get it. I think that is even. I might need to come up a little bit. Let's take a look. It looks pretty good though. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Looks all right. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. And then if we could add some presents, that would be really great too. I also want to add a little path leading up to the door over here. So let's look at our path and see what we have. Again, we want to use something everyone has access to. You could bring more color. You could honestly do this sugar cookie pavement. Now that one, sometimes players don't really like it. Why is this angled? Oh my gosh, what the heck? Oh dang, did they break this path? It's at an angle. I mean, we might be able to use that to our advantage, honestly. We might be able to just adjust. Hold up. Let's see what we can work with here. All right, you know what? Yeah, I think we're kind of making this work, honestly. We could do something like that. Keep bringing it out like this. Do a little something like this. I don't know why it's broken, but I think we can make it work. Okay, there we go. You know what? That's not bad. Let's bring it all the way down for our character though. So we need to come out again. We can move this. We're gonna go out like this too. Go down like this. Bring it back up to here. And then bring it up to here. All right, so my character is kind of standing on this line right here. So let's take a look at that. You know what? I kind of like that. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, it's looking good. So it actually left this spot open here so we could put some lights. You can maybe do some melted candles. You could do some lamps or something leading all the way back. Let's see what kind of lights we have to actually bring back to that path. They ended up just giving us this for free. So this could bring some more blue back into your path. Let's see here. All right, it got a little foggy on us, but it's okay. We can still do this. So that's going to be our angle. The path doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, no one's going to be like staring at it, analyzing and being like, oh, this square right here, this one is not quite as big as this one, especially if it's in the back. No one's really going to notice. So we have our front shot here. Now we just kind of need to decorate the back. We could end up doing a different path over here. We could add some more furniture. We could add some more plants and bushes if we want. So now let's add some gifts around the tree. You can do some challenges and get like the pile of gifts, and which you can craft over here. And you do those over here at the Dreamlight, and then you just go down to Village and make sure you do some of this stuff. These ones with little presents on here. I have a whole guide on them, but they're very easy to do, and you can get some presents that way. So let's type in gifts here. Let's see what we got. Okay, we have a big pile of gifts, and we have these smaller ones. I only have 2. I'm going to have to craft some more, but we can put those under the tree. So we would do something like this, and you could rotate it and put another one there. And after looking at this, even though I like the iciness of the ground, I think I want another path because the ice is still going to peek through between them. So I think we're going to go to paths, and we're going to do the icy like brick one, the snowy brick one here. And let's try this and see how it looks. Remember, it's always about just trying different stuff and seeing if it looks good. If it doesn't, then you can quickly remove it. But let's go ahead and fill this in and see how it looks like. I mean, it adds some texture to your shot too whenever you have like a different floor. So you always want to decorate the ground to the best of your ability. All right, let's take a look at that. Not bad. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you know what? Actually, I kind of like it. Yeah, I kind of like it because we got like the blue here. We got some pink in the middle, and then it goes back to like the darker tones over on the side. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get some more presents and see what else we can do to this shop. We definitely got to get our tags up. Now, if you go to Scrooge's shop, he actually has a DreamSnap tag here now. So when you're looking at furniture, that way you can see what you own but you don't actually have. We got Santa's sleigh over here, so I could get a couple of those if I wanted. And obviously, as you progress throughout the game, you know, you're going to get better items that you can use. One thing you could use is Kristoff's sled over here. And then we have lots of things. Like we have these you could get. They were in the premium shop. They're actually in the premium shop right now. You could even use this gazebo if you wanted. You could use for the frozen fountain over here would be great for this week. Rugs would be awesome. We got the candy cane rail. We got the twisty candy cane light post. If you've unlocked Vanellope, you actually have those peppermint trees. You could end up using those, and those are free. This was from a star pass. See, so like there's so many items that you could utilize. But again, we're trying to keep this video down to just like the stuff that's actually free. You can even use these. These are free in the premium shop right now. The festive wreath posts are really nice. It was in a star path though, so we can't use that. We can use this winter carpet though, so I'm going to grab a couple of those. You could also use this item here, the permafrost cloud, if you wanted. You get this from Olaf's questline, so we'll grab a couple of those. I think I'm going to pick up one of these velvet carpets because it kind of matches the tone as well. We may reshape the front of the build, so we'll grab that. And the big pile of gifts are actually from a star path as well. So we're going to grab just a bunch of these smaller ones and just like create our own little pile. Like we even have this one. This one was from a challenge as well. So let's grab a few of these. We got these ones over here, small gift box. We'll grab a few of those. Melted candles are always good to bring a little flair to your shot. You can get some of those. They're a Scrooge item. We got another one here, the large gift box. We can grab a few of those. We also have this item, the ceremony a day gift. So we could grab a couple of those and put by the tree too. And I'm even going to pick up one of these little Mikey plush toys to put under the tree. There are other like plushies and stuffed animals in the game, but they are not something that you can obtain through Scrooge's shop. I would also like to get some milk and cookies. You could get this festive wrapping paper that spawns around Scrooge's shop if you wanted. I'm not going to use that though. Okay, so I think just some classic chocolate chip cookies are going to be good. So we're going to make 2 of those, and then we're going to head to Remy's shop and get some milk. Now, the cookies and milk are not going to count towards your item tags, but again, we can bump up our tags a little bit later. So our goal is to add just a little bit of humor and just a little cuteness to our shot. So, you know, Santa, milk and cookies. We're gonna do just 2 of these. And also we want to add, like, incorporate a market aspect. So I think we could do like a gingerbread to have like a stall. You know how you can go craft the stall? We could do gingerbread. We could also just go ahead and do some root beer if we wanted. But since it is like holiday, let's go ahead and make, yeah, let's make some gingerbread houses. Here we go. We'll make 2 of these. And that should be good. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, so let's duplicate that one there. Let's angle it a little bit. Get it as close as we can to the tree. Let's see. This one seems... No, they're close. It's just the way the path is set up that we did. So we'll do something like that. I also want to add the stall in here because we do want something like market to tie into the overall theme. So let's see. We got this one here. You can actually craft this. I'm thinking we could place it right here, so it's kind of angled close. That looks pretty similar. We got to fix our path over here. There we go. Fix that. All right, and we're going to put the gingerbread house. It looks like we should have got more, actually. Let's split this. Or we could use a different item, too. So we're going to drop that, and then let's place it up there. And we want to angle that. We'll kind of angle it like that, actually. And then this one... we'll do like that. We'll add something else here. I'm not sure what yet. Now let's check out the angle. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the gingerbread. I actually need to rotate them the other way to make them facing inwards. So we would just do like that. And then this one like that. Oh yeah, much better. And we could even add a character right here and a character right here if we wanted to have them like at the stall. I like that. Now let's go ahead and get the rest of these presents down. So I think we can type in just gift. See what pops up. Okay, here we go. So, we got this large one. Dang. We could put that at an angle kind of like this. And do the same thing right there. We got the small gift box. We'll put one right there. And one right here. Oh, we got this large one. We could end up doing... one right there. And then one right there. We got this. Let's rotate it a little bit. This one might not even be able to be seen right there. So we would just rotate that one all the way around and hopefully we can see that. Take a look. Yep, looks good right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're making some great progress here. Okay, let's break up the ground here. And then we also want something that kind of suits the market here. So I think I want to place this one here. Let's see. Let's get another one in here. And we'll place this one kind of right there. So now if we check out our angle, this is also bumping up our tags a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Even though it's not exactly the same, I think it still looks great. Now we want some lights. So we're going to go over here to lighting. We want those melted candles to kind of lead up and back through here. So we'll do something like this. And we don't want to overdo it. So we're going to do something kind of just like that. And then we can actually end up turning those on. Okay, that adds a little bit of light leading up back through here. As you see, we do have space for a Mickey cloud. So if we were to snap that shot, that's going to look great. So now we just need to fill in kind of the backside and then framing up the foreground. So this is what is like super, super important when it comes to your DreamSnap is framing up. A lot of people leave it completely empty right here. You don't. You kind of want to clip off the corners here just to round out your shot. So we really need to figure out what to do. We could end up just adding more presents if we wanted to, since that is something that, you know, we know is going to do really well. So we could do something like this too. We could add another one like this. And then, let's see, we don't have any more of these pile of gifts. I'd have to go craft some. But you could even do something like this. And another one right here. And then we could do that. And we could do that. Let's check it out. Okay, not bad. Not bad. It looks all right, actually. Yeah. And then we could add just a little something here in the front. Not much, too. You could also go ahead and use melted candles again. Or you could just go and use something else. Literally, it does not matter. I like to do something like this. Go ahead and turn those on. There we go. We got that. We got that. All right, there we go. That looks pretty great. All right, then we want to get our milk and cookies in here. So I'm going to do something like, let's see, let's line it up. Rotate it like that. And then our milk. And then our cookies are going to go like right here. There we go. Milk and cookies are in the front. Looks great. Now we could get some characters. You could place a character here and here. I kind of like Kristoff over here by the stall. So I may end up trapping him over here. And then we got Olaf. We could kind of trap him over on this side too if we wanted. So one thing that you can use to trap characters is if you use these cologne bottles. Now you can use other smaller stuff too. But these cologne bottles look pretty, like they're so small and you can't really tell too much. So we could do something like that. And you can get these in Scrooge's shop and just get a bunch of them. So let's go ahead and see if we can trap Kristoff. There we go. All right, we got Kristoff over here by his stall. So you know what we're going to do now? We're just going to bring this back a little bit. So you can actually see Kristoff and the stall, and that kind of creates that market aspect. There we go. So then we need another character. You could do Anna on this other side if you wanted, or we could do Olaf since he's cute, and we could do the same thing. Place it here, move this one back. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Alrighty, there we go. So we have our characters in place, and I do recommend sometimes, not always, adding at least a character or two. And I like to call it like 3 points of contact. So the way I set it up, I usually have my character here, and a character here. So it's kind of like this. So the focus on your character, the other two are in the back. You could also have your character here and have one on the side and one on the side here. So then it's still like boom, boom, and boom. It just spaces out your photo. So next we have to hide these cologne bottles because we definitely don't want them in the way. They just don't look the best. All right, so to hide that, I just wanted to go with presents like overload here. So we got the trees, we got the milk and cookies, the colorful path and stuff. So I'm just going to go with a bunch of presents. Like I'm just going to surround my character right here with presents. And then we have Olaf and Kristoff right here. So we still have like that focus on my character. And then as people keep looking in the shot, they're going to be like, okay, there's Kristoff, Olaf. They got their market stalls over here. It hid the cologne bottles. And you could go so many different ways with this. We have an empty space here, so you could add another item. One thing that I think, like off the top of my head, you could use is the snow globe. So let's see if we have any of those. Oh, the snow plushie here. We could end up using this too. So yeah, we could definitely use this. You could even use this to blend into the presents or just to hide and block off some of this. So maybe we could have done something like this. Let's see. Do we rotate him? Yeah, we'll put him right here. And then let's just type in snow. Let's see. Do we have it? We got the snowman here too. We can still incorporate. Here we go. We got these little snow globes, so I could place one right there. We could end up placing one over here. Let's see how our shot's turning out. This is also bumping up our tags. Okay, looks pretty good. We need to move those these guys over though. Let's see, can we fit them right here? We can if I move this melted candle. There we go. We'll place that one there. We'll place that one here. Oh yeah. See, this is looking great. Got the plushies in here too. Olaf might not be the best pick to have, you know, right here next to the plushie too. But you could add a taller character. Honestly, Anna, if I wanted to go and get Anna right here would be perfect. Because it'd be like Kristoff and Anna, and then this would be kind of like Olaf. The front looks good. We don't need to mess with the front anymore. We just kind of have this back to deal with. So we're going to work on that next. Now, if you wanted to, you could also add even more attention to your shot. You could do these frozen pillars up here somewhere if you wanted. You get those from Scrooge's shop. That adds even more depth. Like we have elevation over here by the Christmas tree, and then over here by the towers. But then over here feels kind of flat, and then it's like tall again. So what you could do was add another thing like that. That way there's just that elevation layer constantly throughout your shot. And it also like kind of, if you angle it, it brings more attention to the center here. And then when people first click on it and they see your shot, you're like, dang, like it's kind of one of those wow factors. Like your eyes immediately go to it. So I might go ahead and leave this, even though there's probably a million better options to go with. But it also adds into more of that frozen theme that we have. And I like how it's like our characters are stacked in front of those pillars. We got that big Mickey cloud. Honestly, right here is something that you could just leave it off on and then add a bunch of tags. So let's see how many tags we have right here. So we have 10 and 7, 3 and 10. So those are pretty decent. I think we did a pretty good job. We have enough furniture already right here. So now we're just going to place a bunch of stuff in the back that have tags. And you can do anything like some of these things. Look how much space we ended up leaving back here. So you could fill this in and get just a bunch. And we have enough furniture and decor in our shot that people are still going to look at it and be like, okay, it's definitely decor challenge, because we have quite a bit. Even though we used a lot of the same items like the presents and stuff, it just works well. And remember, this is like doing like a free to play thing, no premium shop or anything like that. I think we were able to come out with a pretty great snap. Now I'm also going to teach you really quickly about sparkles, and it's not something you have to do. And sometimes it seems like you rank better without going overboard with sparkles, but I still want to teach you guys about them. So I'm just going to place literally a bunch of random items here just so we can actually get those tags. And you're not going to be able to see this in the picture at all. I like to go for about 40 on my tag limit. You could definitely go higher if you wanted, but I don't think it's needed. I think it's kind of overboard at that point. But I do want to add some extra candles back here since we had to remove a bunch of them. So we could place a couple in front of this. Now I actually decided I am going to swap Anna and Olaf out just because I like them being the same height. And again, with Olaf here and then the plushie right here, it just didn't look that good. So we're just going to put Anna over on this side. And plus it kind of fits in with our overall frozen like market. And also it's really cute whenever you pair up couples next to each other. Now, I get asked this question a lot, how to get characters up here. So, like, if you're using the floating island, if you just place their house, leave, come back, they'll spawn. You can also just have characters follow you, and then you kind of push them into place and then surround them. So, for example, I got Anna already, so we need to go find Kristoff. I think he ran over this way. We would just have him follow me. We would take him to the actual spot that we're doing our DreamSnap. So, let's hang out. And since she's trapped, she's not going to leave. And we can just make our way back over there. You could also use items like the stage and gazebos and stuff. Go up there with your camera activated and it'll teleport characters up into this area. So that's another way. But yeah, let's get Kristoff back in his spot. And remember, once you trap them, you do not want them still following you, because then they won't do their animations. They only do their animations if they're not following you anymore. So let's see, is that too? There we go. Okay, so big enough. So we would have him stop following us. Bye, let's hang out later. And then here is where you could get some sparkles incorporated. You could use the fireflies if you wanted. So if you have the fireflies, you could place a bunch of them up here if you want to get some extra sparkles. You could use the fireworks, but you do have to turn them on and you have to be quick. So one way to get fireworks, honestly, we could have even put fireworks like this in our shot with our presents, and I think it would have fit along with the theme. But you could put them beside you, you would turn them on, activate them, then you would quickly go into furniture mode, throw them in the back and hide them, and then back out and then line up your shot, and that's how you would get fireworks in your picture. Because as you see, they do not last very long at all, especially if you were running to turn them on, and then you would have to line up your shot again. But you see, that's how you could get some sparkles if you wanted. Sometimes it's overboard. And like I said, a lot of times you don't really need these fireworks. You don't need a lot of sparkles in your shot. Some people love them. Some people don't. Some people vote for them. Some people don't vote for them. That's just kind of how it goes. You could also use items like this new item that we have. If you see something that has like some special effects on them, like this one has some glow, you can clip the, like, for example, this one has some sparkles, got some of those. You can kind of clip your camera angle, put it in the foreground. That way you could snap a shot and end up getting some of these. So another thing that you could get is if you have the haunted, like the organ. I think that was back on the haunted holiday star path. Let's see. Yeah, like this pipe organ. So if you were doing like a Halloween dream snap or something, you could go over here, turn it on, and you can end up getting the skulls in your shot if you wanted. So people like to do something like this. Let's see if I can get the angle. Oh, you could even get that on the bottom if you wanted. So clipping items is a really great way to get things like some extra flair in your shot. You just have to actually get the right spot. There we go. See, we got sparkles here. We captured it. We end up getting some skulls in our shot too. So just utilize any of the items that you can to get some extra stuff. Obviously, the item depends on like what angle and the height and stuff you would have to get for it. But again, I don't think we need that. So I think we're ready to get our shot. So now we're going to wait for a Mickey cloud. I kind of want a smaller one. If I'm looking up there, I don't really see any small ones. We do have this giant one, which I think is going to be too big for our picture. So we have Olaf back there. Honestly, we could trap Olaf there. And if we had another character, it would be great. But it's just too off balance right now. Yeah, that Mickey cloud is going to be too big. So we need to wait for the smaller one to come back around. And then I can snap a picture. While we're waiting for that, you have all kinds of different poses. You just have to decide what you want to do. You could also use like your time bending staff here if you wanted. You got your pickaxe, storybook fail net. You can use umbrellas. This week would be great to use a little gift bag since we have a bunch of gifts right here. Sometimes it looks better to like slightly angle my character this way and then do the gift bag and then get the camera kind of like that. So I think that's a good pose. Unfortunately, your character doesn't really smile. You do have the different faces here to have your character smile, but if you look at the male avatar, it makes his eyes just go all over the place. So this could kind of look like he's so excited to see all of the presents. I don't know how many people would vote for that though. And then this kind of makes him look, I don't know. It's just weird. So the male poses are kind of weird. That's why a lot of people use the female character. We got different filters here. This one, if you had it at nighttime, would look great, but as you see, it is too bright. This one's not bad. It changes sometimes the color of your hair though. We got this one, looks pretty good, but I think just natural lighting and having the sun on my character looks pretty dang good. Make sure you don't have speech bubbles in your shot. Make sure other characters are not around, otherwise they'll stop these other characters from doing animations. So you may have to have them follow you and then take them somewhere and kind of lock them up in the fence if there are other characters up in this area. So I'm sorry, Olaf, but we got to trap you, buddy. And we would just do something like this really quickly. Make a little jail for our boy. And so for me, my shot is done. It's just a matter of waiting for the Mickey cloud. Again, there's not a small one, but you'll just have to wait. So if you have the patience and you want to do it, you can do that. If you don't, you could go ahead and snap your shot. You could also decide if you wanted a companion or not. You can use the companion pose, so this might be something good. Look at this, like, well, Kristoff's face looks a little funny, but you could do something like this. We probably should have went up a little bit to see more of the candles. But yeah, I think it looks like a great dream snap. And then you would just go ahead and submit it. We get our tags at 35, 30, 28, and 33. Always get some secondary tags in there. It's nice and clean. It's colorful. We framed it up nice. We have enough decor that definitely looks like a decor challenge. You could have added more extra flair, but sometimes less is more. And yeah, I think that is about it for the video. Thank you guys so much for taking time to watch it. See, I could submit this one if I wanted. Let me show you my current DreamSnap. So I'm kind of conflicted. Do I want that one? Do I want this one? But this is the one I end up having submitted. This one is a little more brighter when it comes to the actual lights and stuff, but darker for the overall shot. You see I have Merlin on this side, and I'm going with Jack on this side, doubled up on the Ferris wheels and stuff. So you guys let me know. Do you think this one looks better? Or do you think I should go with this one? And if I don't go with this one, honestly, I could do the exact same thing on my alt account and we should do all right. But that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I know it's a bit of a longer video, but it's kind of like a build along as well. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.